Yesterday, we got into this conversation with Kai Carlin about Matisse Thybulle and Tyrese Maxey. And I know a lot of people have talked about whether or not you should have either in your starting lineup. Who's the guy that should be in there with James Harden? James Harden, a good shooter, obviously, great shooter, obviously, can distribute the rock as well. So who are you going to have out there with him? I am still very much in the camp, as I have been really since the maybe third week of the season. Matisse Thybulle needs to be in your starting lineup. He is that great a defender. I mean, we're talking about a defensive player of the year candidate as a guy that a lot of people think should be coming off the bench. He's that good. Well, if he's that good, whether or not he could bomb threes for you or not, he needs to be in the starting lineup. I think when you grade everything out here, the better fit for the starting five, when you need someone to play solid, not just solid, but great defense, elite defense, Matisse Thybulle is the guy I want in my starting lineup. The counter argument, so that's where I, just to get out of the gate, where I stand in all this. Matisse Thybulle stays in my starting lineup. Now, let's get to the numbers here, and this is what people don't like about Matisse Thybulle. This year, we've all been talking about Matisse Thybulle's three-point percentage hopefully going up. Oh, man, if he can really evolve into a 3-and-D guy, oh, man, he'll be great. Okay. The last 3 years, Matisse Thybulle, 35%, 30%, 28% this year from beyond the arc. That's the opposite direction of where we would like that to go. Danny Green. This year he is shooting a whopping 37% from beyond the arc. That's almost 10 full points higher than Matisse Thybulle. And I get that. But is 37%, is that justifiable for the 1 or 2 threes that he'll be taking per game? Now, this year, he's attempting just under 5 threes per game. He's hitting 2 of them, just under 2 of them so far this season per game. I don't trust Danny Green, and I think his shot has been way off this year. And this is even an example of 37% where, yes, numbers don't lie, but they do deceive. Because I think offensively speaking, when I watched Matisse Thybulle versus Danny Green, I feel the Sixers have a better opportunity to score with Matisse Thybulle on the floor than they do with Danny Green on the floor. The reason for that is I know the game is all about threes, but Matisse Thybulle at least attacks the rim. He at least cuts to the basket. He at least has speed. He at least has quickness. And when you talk about a near 10-point differential in three-point percentage in favor of Danny Green, I think it's even double that in terms of defensive advantage you have on the floor with Matisse Thybulle out there. Because, yes, Danny Green is good at man-to-man, one-on-one, playing the guy that he's assigned to play. But he's not forcing turnovers like Matisse Thybulle's forcing turnovers. He's not jumping in passing lanes and creating offense down the other end. I think the better player all around for the 76ers on the floor with this starting five, without question, as far as I'm concerned, is Matisse Thybulle. The Sixers are a better team with him on the floor. It's not just about three-point percentage. It's about overall scoring ability. And I'd rather have my guy creating offense, creating turnovers, which in turn is creating possessions for this great offense. That's what I rather see. I'm always a believer in starting your best five. Matisse Thybulle is one of your best five. Put him out there on the floor, get the jump on the opponent, and make sure that you're creating offense with your defense the way Matisse Thybulle can. And I think what he does on the floor will make up for the fact that he's not good at shooting threes. I would love for him to be better at shooting threes. I know he's working on shooting the three. You see him in the game shooting threes. They very rarely go in. 28% of the time, as a matter of fact, they go in. So for me, I think overall, all the other things Tyrese Maxey does well is a lot better than what Danny Green does well, with one exception. One, and that's shooting the three. Defensively, not even close. Matisse Thybulle's the guy. For anyone that thinks it's close, I don't see Danny Green's name getting mentioned for Defensive Player of the Year. I don't see anybody else championing that cause. And it's not like I hate Danny Green, love Danny Green, think he'll be great off the bench. I'm fine with that. I've been happy with him coming off the bench. But with this team, I think the better play is to have Matisse Thybulle in your starting five and Danny Green come off the bench. I think that's the best play for this team. Everything else that Matisse Thybulle does great is the reason he should be on the floor. The one thing Danny Green does better than Matisse Thybulle is hit the three. And I don't think that's enough to get him into the starting lineup. I need a guy that's a little bit more all around, a little bit more versatile, a guy that will cut to the basket to try to throw one down, a guy that will create offense with his defense the way Matisse Thybulle does. I go Thybulle over Green. What say you? Who plays in the starting five come Friday when James Harden makes his 76ers debut for this squad?